Fertilizer doesn't really build the soil, but it adds acid into the soil, of which the plant will...
This is Makesure Muchenje from Kanyaga area in Chinhoyi, Zimbabwe. For the past 6 years, Makesure has been working tirelessly to make a positive impact in his community. This was after his own life was totally transformed by a divinely inspired method of farming, then known as Farming God's Way, now called Foundations for Farming. This is Makeshure's journey.
When I came back and really spread this message into the community, the support was very bad.
He's one of the most faithful individuals that I've seen out in the field.
People in this community are not contented with what is happening. They think it's something that is just an experiment that is going to end very soon.
Makeshure's journey began with an encounter with ex-commercial farmer Boet Pretorius in 2003. It was this encounter that would change his life forever.
I met Makesure many years ago. He was a gold panner. From the farm, we reached out to the gold panners on the Angwa River, and that's where I met Makesure and Martha. Makesure and Martha were resettled on what we called a 95 resettlement, which was still a willing buyer, willing seller farm. It was a game farm, very low potential.
2005, that's when I was taken by Boet to meet Brian when they were at the conference.
Makesure was very recently converted at that time, so I had a chance to actually pour into his heart. But then Boet went back and really applied the teaching systematically with great love.
After receiving training, Makesure turned his back on gold panning and returned to his community, determined to faithfully apply the principles of Foundations for Farming.
At first, Brian taught us really to commend or to declare that, God, you are the owner of this field and I'm the manager. Help me really to tell it according to your way. And he went up again telling us, you have to do things on time, it's standard, without wastage, of which these principles are really lacking in our lives, in our farming.
We've got these three elements of how to come out of poverty: on time and stand without wastage. And it applies to every race, every level of productive enterprise on earth. If you're faithful to your land, God adds to you. And we've got a very simple technology that's very appropriate. It doesn't need big machines. A poor person with a hoe can be the best farm in the world. We've shown people that. And he's faithful with that, God adds to us. We start with the little we have.
Back in his community, Makesure would face major challenges on this journey, beginning in his own household.
It brought confusion into my marriage and also my family, of which we decided to separate.
When I
came back and really spread this message into the community, the support was very bad. People didn't respond and they were jealous, especially when I did my plot. Each and every person who was passing by, it was good. So the people who were providing them with fertilizer, they were asking why your fields are looking different to this guy. So they were jealous. So no one is to support me at that stage.
Despite huge persecution, he's managed to just carry on and love the people around him, and freely he has received, freely he gives out. It's just a real attribute to his character, the fact that he's not keeping this for himself, that he's training the people around him, and he's just raised the banner year after year after year.
So is this the normal height of your plants?
or it can do much better than this?
One thing that I saw with a distinction is the difference between their fields and this field. Of course, they were seeing it, but and they could come and say, how did you do it? And he could explain everything. But in the end, no one could even implement. But the truth I can deduce about it is they are lazy to implement it.
So this portion where we are really standing, it's another treatment whereby you planted with fertilizer. And if you look, the maize are not looking very good. And yeah, the color itself, it tells that there's something that is really lacking.
Makambo sakurira ere munda wenyu? Hongo. But tikuona kuti uswa hweyo unenge watobuda wakatowanda.
Iyi mvura yawandisa gore rinei. Usatanga tambosakura zvedu tatoukunda. Saka nenyaya yekuwanda kwemvura rakakurumbidza kubuda.
Kunaya kwemvura kune nguva. Pamwe togona kuita 2 weeks kana 3 weeks mvura isina kudzoka kunaya. Ipapo ndinenge ndatorasikirwa nenguva. Ndinozopedzisira ndakudyara mbeu dzangu muna January musina kodzero. Zvodai ndine zvakakwana zvokuti ndinoshandisa paminda yakakura kudai so. Ndaikwanisa kudyarawo kubata munyoni wese wemvura yekutanga. Hatina zvakakwana zvokushandisa. Ndoshandisa mombe mbiri paminda 12 acres. Ndosaka muchiona mbeu dzedu dzimwe dzakasaririra mumashure.
It has been amazing the long struggle of getting a breakthrough in the rural areas, that in spite of Makeshure's incredible crop, there's been so little response from the community. And I've always asked Makesure, why is the community not responding? And his answer to me is always, God is testing his heart to see how much do you really love your own people? How long will you raise this model to bring hope to them? And my encouragement to him is always, just lift the banner higher. Let's just keep lifting the banner. Let's keep lifting Jesus higher. Because in the end, it is Christ who will draw all men unto himself.
Makeshure's perseverance and faithfulness to continue lifting the banner higher on his plot seems to be slowly beginning to win people's hearts.
Nokufamba kwenguva takazoona kuti plot yavo yanga vaita iwo yange yakanaka zvokuti isusu yedu manje yange yadzikira plus payield pachona pamba pakadzikira futi. Saka ndokuzofamba kwenguva takazoona kuti hazvinhu zvakaibvisisa zvokuti regai tingoita zvimwe chete tichingoteedzera nzira imwe chete yekurima naye farming good soil.
Chakaita kuti nditange kuzorima takaenda kwa Muchenje vaibva vatidzidzisa maparadzira tiri kuita ivhu redu kuti isusu chokutanga tiri kuparadza ivhu redu. Shuwa ndakazvifunga ndikaona kuti ndikati ndegedzai ndimboyoedzawo zvavari kutaura. Shuwa ndakazviona kuti muri kurimwa nemuri kuitwa makomba zviri kunatsosiyana, ende ndichiona kuti taiti tikaenda kumunda kwavo pataishanya taiona kuti chibage chavo chinenge chakanaka nguva dzese. Ndakaita shungu dzokuti ndira kutomboedza ndione kuti zvinoita sei. Ndakaedza ndikaona kuti zvakanga zvakasiyana kana ndichitarisa nekwatiri kurima nemombe ndichifananidza nematiri kuita macho makomba zvakatosiyana. Mbeu zuva rakapisa zvokuti dzimwe mbeu dzaisvava asi dzatikaisa mauchi pane zvatikadzidziswa hadzina kusvava kana kuita sei. Kare pandairimisa ndaiti nguva yekurima ikasvika ndaitobhadhara mombe ndorimisa. Ivhu rangu ezvinezvi rakachengetedzeka. Nemauchi yatikaisa hakuna ivhu rakawanda riri kuenda. Ende mbeu dzangu dzinoramba dzakasvibira nyangwe zuva rikapisa kuita sei dzinoramba dzakasvibira ende dzakatosiyana.
Makesure is an amazing champion, and I'm so excited because there is a guy who came out of very humble beginnings, very adverse beginnings. He was the first disciple brought to Christ, and then he was taught the principles and the hope of Foundations for Farming, and then he went back to his own musha, that's his own home area, on a very ordinary piece of ground in a very remote, distant place, and applied them with absolute dedication And it's quite remarkable. I would say that's some of the best standard of farming that you'll see anywhere in the world. That's come out of his own heart.
Makesure to me is actually the end product. Is what we will love to have in a community, but really on two levels. He is one person now who's not just the farmer, but he's also a person who's training the community, and he's got a station that people can come and look, and you can put him on the level of he's really a model in that community, a model and a trainer.
I surrender all to you.
I'm proud of Africa because Africa have got many resources. Yeah, everything is here. I was also in the same category with other people who are really still thinking that maybe if we have money and many other things, or if we can have something to help us, we can really change Africa. But to my own understanding, when I venture into farming God this way, Africa needs Jesus. He's only the solution. Without Jesus, Africa will never change. Because Jesus is the model.
I surrender all to you. I give up my life to live for you. I call out to you, my Lord.
ICO Productions, shaping ideas, building dreams.